Hi, I'd like to talk to you about the rate of violence associated with children playing video games. A large number of people in the United States blame video games for violent acts. This just isn't the case. Many people think that when you buy a certain type of video game that you're telling children that it's okay to be violent or act bad. But that's not true either. The truth is, it's up to us as adults to make sure that they're playing what they should be playing. And the first thing that you should do when you buy your child a video game is check the rating. And you'll find the rating on the game somewhere, like this one. It has an M down here, rated mature, and on the back it gives you reasons why it's rated mature. Like this one is a war game, a shooting game. And the reasons for being rated mature are blood and gore, intense violence, strong language, and use of drugs and suggestive themes. Now, obviously, that's not a game you want a small child to play. But there are ways to sensitize that particular game. For instance, when it first starts, you have an option of turning off the blood and gore. And then you can also censor the language that they speak on the game. Now, there's still violence and there's still shooting, but let's be honest, it's a war game. And it's not really to simulate war, it's to tell a story, to show what our nation's veterans have done, what they've been through, what they continue to go through. So I think that monitored appropriately, even games like that can be okay for children. Then you've got games like sport games, which are rated E for everyone. And these are really the best games for anybody, because you don't have to worry about it at all. You don't have to do anything about it. But when you have a game that's rated for a higher level audience, you should really spend time with the game yourself. You should play the game with the children and monitor, exactly what they do and things like that. There are a lot of people that believe children can become addicted to video games. According to a study of 1,178 children in the United States, almost 9% of child gamers are pathologically or clinically addicted to playing video games. However, 23% of you say that they have felt addicted to video games, with about 1/3 of males and a little more than 1 in 10 females reporting the sensation, according to the survey by Harris Interactive. And I'm quoting information from a man named Henry Forsyth, which is the former director and professor at MIT. He also says that 44% of the youth, 8 to 18, also reported their friends addicted to video games. The average child, 8 to 12, plays 13 hours of video games per week, while teens aged 13 to 18 play 14 hours of video games per week. And when you're talking about that much time being spent playing video games, you definitely want to know what your child's playing. When it comes to violence and the effects video games have on children, they're just really not existent. You do have cases where a video game can make your behavior more aggressive, but this isn't necessarily in a violent way. There are also studies saying that video game play is desensitizing children, where they don't understand the differences between real violence and play violence. But really what that comes down to is the parenting. Really, the only way to be safe and to know that your children are playing the right thing and they're not getting the wrong idea is to spend time with them, pay attention, and don't just let them play whatever you want to let them play. I guess the main point of why I chose this topic was I feel like children are neglected when they're given video games, because you buy them a video game and you think, hey, this is for them, they're going to do their own thing, they're going to kind of leave us alone for a little while, we can have adult time, when that's not at all the case and not what needs to be done. So let's pay better attention to what our children are doing and make better decisions about what we let them play. Thank you.